Um, yeah, so right now we're gonna assemble a cutout for the shelf, and this is an eighth inch piece of acrylic. It's 350 millimeters by 508 millimeters. So if you look on the Lightburn software, there's the sketch of what it's gonna look like on the shelf. It's actually really hard to use their software and use their tools to write this, so I recommend just using the SolidWorks. Uh, you do a SolidWorks, you go to a normal view of the face, you right click it, and it'll give you an export as a DXF file, and then you import a DXF file into Lightburn, and that's much easier to set this up. This is just a quick demonstration of what I mentioned previously. So I have a sketch here. I'm going to go to feature, and then I'm going to go to extruded base, extrude out the portion that I'm trying to cut off. Select that. Then I'm going to go normal to the face. And then I'm going to right click, export to DXF, create a name, click save, check mark. It's going to give me a preview of it. I'm going to go ahead and save it. And now it's going to be in my files folder, and that's what I'm going to import into Lightburn. And really, you only need a couple settings. So I'm going to cut out this outline, so I'm going to put it in line mode. If I do fill mode, fill just completely fills up the block all the way from here to here. So anyway, we're going to put it in line mode. And I've done this experimentally. We're gonna do 10 millimeters per second at a power of 70%, and then we're gonna do 2 passes. So technically, it takes 80% to go all the way through, but 80% I noticed melts it and overburns it a little too much. So we're gonna do a little bit less power, but do multiple passes of it. So then, after that, if you want to, you can come up to this little TV up here right there in the preview bar, and you can make sure that the toolpath is going to do what you want it to do. So you can see right there, I'll speed it up, that it does go around twice, and so we know it's good. Yeah. So now we're going to come over here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the pump. That's the air assist compressor pump. I'll just turn it on. Then we're going to turn on the chiller to cool the laser right here. Then we're going to come over here and turn on the blower. And that'll start to spool up. And then we're going to come over here and turn on the key onto this. Alright. We're going to lay our material in here. This is the max dimension you can put on this machine. That's okay. Alright. After that, we're going to come back over here, and we're going to click send. So we're going to send it. It's going to ask us to create a file name. I'm just going to call it shelf acrylic. Click OK. And this is very specific for the manufacturer. Technically, Lightburn will allow you to start the print from here, but they said do not do that because it may mess up the operating system on the laser cutter. So we're actually going to start it from the laser cutter, not on Lightburn. All right. So we're going to come here. We're going to click File. Oh, yeah. We're going to click File, Shelf. We're going to go over to Run, and then we're going to click Enter. There's no need to worry about the small flame trailing the laser. It is just the paper protective layer on the acrylic burning off. The air assist and the blower motor are functioning properly and are directing the flame safely away from any sensitive components on the laser head. Let it clear out some of the smoke before we open it. After that, we're going to peel off these next two layers. Yeah, so now we have our piece of acrylic. We're going to put it on our shelf. And as you can see, I did the same thing with a piece of foam board. That way, whenever you're writing with the Expo marker, you can actually see something with the backing. So, and obviously the foam board had a very different power setting than the acrylic. And so we can wipe all that off later, but we just gotta do that 4 more times and then our shelf's done. So you can see it right there. Now you can see we can label our parts, and this is acrylic, so it's easily erasable with a microfiber towel. I want to take a moment to emphasize fire safety. As you may remember from earlier in the video, the small flame observed during the acrylic cut wasn't much of a concern, as it was just the paper protective backing burning off. That said, this could have been avoided by simply removing the protective backing beforehand. It is important, however, to understand when fire is a problem. For example, running the same speed and power settings on cardboard instead of acrylic results in a very different outcome. On the second pass, you'll notice that the flame isn't just trailing the laser head, it's actively burning the material itself. While this particular example wasn't especially serious, it is still important to calmly pause the job, use a damp rag to extinguish the flame and any smoldering embers, and then close the lid to allow the blower motor to safely extract smoke and fumes. As an added precaution, if the flammable piece is unsalvageable and you choose to discard it, douse the charred edges and the body of the part with water before placing it in the trash. While this may seem excessive, it eliminates the risk of reignition. Unless you want to test the fire department's 4 a.m. response time.